Alright. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna be blunt with you guys. I was actually not thinking of doing a what if today. But, well, here's the what if that you will be getting. At least, for today. Really, I am beyond wrecked. I've been playing Cyberpunk for God knows how long. Okay, I know it was like around, let's see, the time. It was like 3 in the morning when I started playing playing the game. Now it is 2 p.m. Well, 2:41 p.m. And I'm trying to get my sleeping schedule back together, so I won't be playing that much, but still. So today we are doing the one shot of the most requested what if that known to man, and for some fucking reason, and I don't know why. I also got done watching BHD, one of his live streams, with him going against Bill Cosby when he was doing that horror game. So I'm a little bit on the jumpy side as well. Now you're all probably thinking, Dylan, you're the god of chaos. Why would you be jumpy? Well, let's just say I know. Well, a certain creature that likes to try to pop up and try to take my soul once in a while, and that creature's the Grudge. So I am literally looking at the back of my door and then looking at the camera right at the same time. So I'm a little bit What was that? The hell? Oh, it's just a fucking creaking door. Fucking hell. Oh. I really can't do what ifs while got done playing a horror game. I got done watching a horror movie. I'm not gonna get any sleep after this, so that's a hell no. Man, I should get some extra cocoa, but I know that's not gonna work. But anyway, like I said, today we are doing the one shot of what if Deku was Bane. Now, I already know the answer to this. Why are we not surprised? It's a Bane what if. Well, this one is actually the most requested, and I tried to actually do this what if, but I could not find what's the word I would say? Oh, right. Right. I can't really find the time to do it, mostly because I was doing it during, I was trying to make it during bad weather time. So also, I took a break from the game. But that does not mean I will not be taking a break from playing Cyberpunk. I will continue playing, it's just I won't be playing any video games now. Mostly because I'm tired, I want this over with. You get the idea. You get where I'm going with all this. Now, in this one, we're actually gonna go through with Naruto. I mean, not Naruto. Damn it! Man, that's the other what if. Now this what if has been like I said, this what if has been requested, but this is a Overwatch AU. So remember that. That means there's gonna be a little bit of changes. Actually, what's today's date? So I don't. Okay, so 24th. I got time. Okay. Now here's the backstory on, well, Izuku, aka Bane. Now Izuku in this one is pretty much like your normal standard. You know what? I'm actually gonna pull a fucking lazy on this one. Where's my fucking? Because right now I need to calm my mind down. So, I will do this. You probably already know what's gonna happen. I am gonna pull this stunt. Even though I've done this countless times, but I think it should be fair. Considering this is Overwatch. Then and also, like I said, I need to take a chill pill. and also etc. on etc. So here you go. Also, shout out to my name is Kendo. Oh, shout out to his channel. He makes these he makes great this stuff. So, and surprisingly, this was made in 2018, and yet it only has 621 likes. Like, what the fuck? And he only has like 1.93k subscribers. I guess he hasn't been posting that much, but still. Here you go, guys.
Many years ago, an attempted coup took place in the Caribbean Republic of Santa Prisca. Emboldened by the events in Cuba, the people rose up. But the ruling junta here was not so lazy or so blind as the masters of Cuba. The dead were buried, and the living arrested. The three-day battle in the capital left many questions to be asked, and many names to be named. And those names were removed from this world and taken to another. Peñaduro, the hard stone. A woman, heavy with child, was brought to this place. Her unborn was to be charged with the crimes of his father under the medieval codes of this island nation. And he was born a male child, born to life and a life sentence behind the walls of Peñaduro. But this is not the story of how Bane was born. It is the story of his creation. His mother was imprisoned as well. She was his guardian. They were kept in protective care in the prison's infirmary. A man called Zombie was assigned to Dr. Ruger. He watched the boy grow over the years, even as he watched his mother waste away. Dr. Ruger saw nothing, but Zombie saw her dying a little each day. Hope is a living thing. It must be nurtured. But the boy was still a boy. He grew. He thrived. He knew no other place. He learned every hidden corner of Peñaduro. Every secret. It was here that he learned of life. And at far too tender an age, he learned of other things. By the boy's 6th year, his mother had given up all life. Zombie attended to her in those last days. She was a farm girl who could not survive hidden from the sun, and so far from God. The boy would not allow himself a tear. He had become as hard as his place. His mother was weak. For that, she died. She was denied a Christian burial. Her corpse was thrown from Ponto de Tiburon to be food for the sharks. And the boy was to be thrown to the animals within the walls.
Your mother has left you quite alone, little one. Left you without a single guardian but the state. But the state is no one's mother. You must fend for yourself. I am releasing you from protective custody.
only a child, and sat down among the beasts of Peñaduro.
Niño, what has brought you here? You look frightened and so much alone. Come closer, Niño. Do not fear me. In this place, you must have friends. Mañana then, we will become good friends tomorrow.
That first night among the beasts was 100 years long. Even so, its end was too soon coming.
We will become friends today, eh? You would like to work for me, would you not, Niño?
The boy does not want your filthy hand on him, Puerco. His name was Trog, and he had killed more than 20 men at Peñaduro.
Release him. He's mine. One so small as this can slip beneath the notice of the guards. He will be useful to me.
I said release him! The boy died that day, and a man was created.
What? Can anyone hear me? Osito? Where are you going? Is someone there?
Only yourself.
You are me?
What you will become. Only one danger stands in the way of your master in the world. Fear. Conquer the fear in your heart, and you will be second to no man. A master of all. He returned to the world 31 days after his fall. He returned no longer a child.
Are you sleeping?
¿Qué? Niño? I thought you had died.
The Niño is dead, Puerco. But I am here.
No. I will not have such abominations in my prison. He is a bane to everything holy.
And so I was named.
The chains are too big. The weapon heavy. It is covered in blood, as the boys.
Throw him in the cavidad oscuro. The chains will fit snug before he sees the light of the sun again.
I spoke to my mother last night, mi carcelero. She says they stoke a special fire for you.
Throw him in the hole! He will have hair on his chest before I release him!
The words had shaken the warden, and then he heard them. El Cavidad Oscuro was dug by clergy 3 centuries ago. Those sent there by the priests were told to pray for deliverance. The only deliverance found there was madness or death, and I would surrender to neither. And I would not surrender to the fear. Instead, I would become fear. I stared into the darkness of that pit and became a part of it. I purged fear from my heart, and I survived. The cell was below the level of the sea as I had died, and each night the ocean would flood it. Each night I would fight for my life. Hatred gave me the strength to hold on. Hatred and the promise of the man I would become. I learned to welcome the nightly visits of the sea, It allowed me to mark the days. It brought me food. It brought me life. And in all those days I heard no voice but my own. Welded into a 5 by 10-foot cell. My entire world was the length of 3 short bases. But they could not confine my mind. In my mind I traveled beyond my tomb. I had no words for these meditation techniques. They grew from utter desolation and crushing boredom. I roamed worlds undreamed of, and in each place I saw down the bad thing that fluttered in my heart, and finally killed it. Fear died in me. More than 4,000 days I was down in that pit. More than 10 years of waiting. I was released in the hope that someone would seek revenge for Puerco's murder, but the warden did not realize what I had become to the lost and the damned of Peñaduro. I had become legend. Many wanted my favor, and many wanted to serve. One was the American, called Bird.
You got the power, kid. I've seen it before. You need anything, you call on me. See, I'm a pretty fair jailhouse lawyer. Not that it's done me a bit of good.
And how would I return these favors?
They tell me you're a kid who's going somewhere. You got magic. I could use some of that. I'm doing life on this rock, kid. I got screwed by some partners up in Gotham. Guy named Novak. I'm kind of anxious to get back there and set things right. Maybe some of your magic can help me fly over these walls, huh?
The birds.
I don't know. Got away with them. Always did.
I will see you again. We will talk. You will tell me about Gotham. I became a model prisoner, a tame animal. The warden allowed me to work in the library. Once, part of the prison had been a monastery. The monks had thousands of books. Bird taught me to read, and soon I was reading 3 books a day. I had learned to read in 6 languages. There was power in knowing things. When I had consumed all of the prison library, I sought more. Where others had drugs and tobacco and sweets smuggled in, I used my network to bring me books. And as I improved my mind, I improved my body. 1,000 push-ups each day, 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, and instead of sleep I meditated 4 hours each night. And each day of each year brought me closer to the image of perfection in my mind. My reign over the lost and forgotten of Peñaduro did not go unchallenged. But they had only brutality and greed to give them strength, whereas I drew my power from the very rock of this place. None could take that from me. Bird, tell me more about Gotham City.
It's the greatest city on the planet. It's like a big piece of ripe fruit. It's the whole world to me.
And who rules this city?
And that's a tough one. No one gang boss runs the place because of Batman. I guess I'd have to say Batman rules Gotham.
Batman.
Nobody knows who he is or what his game is, but Gotham After Dark is his. He's taken down every major hood in the city. The only ones who aren't scared of it are crazy.
Nobody knew what it was in the mention of this Batman that changed me so. It inflamed my imagination. fuel my dreams. This creature would become my obsession and my purpose. Still, the events of my life were beyond my control. This caused me frustration and spent itself as rage. The warden was more than satisfied to see the inmates annihilate one another. But when my body count reached more than 30 men, they brought me down like an animal.
This is the 5th inmate who has died from these injections. What is the object of these experiments?
A new nerve toxin? The formula for a super soldier? Some military application, I'm certain. What is your concern? Afraid you'll run out of prisoners? Can you get me a strong subject this time, Warden? One that will last more than 3 days?
I have just such a man in isolation at the moment.
My body rebelled against the series of injections, rebelled and triumphed. When I survived the drugs, the surgery began. They could administer the drug directly into my brain now. And I knew that this was the last step on the way to becoming the perfect self. While I provided the experimenters with a distraction, Zombie was able to obtain a sample of the drug. A super steroid derived from the drug, codenamed Venom. It stimulated the adrenal glands while targeting the corpus callosum segment of the brain. This drug would ultimately fuse the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So we formed a plan. It was simplicity itself. I only had to die. And so I followed my mother out to Punto de Tiburon. For the first time in my life, I would be leaving Peñaduro in the belly of a shark. But they could not kill me. They had only made me stronger. A free man for the first time in my life. And yet I returned to Peñaduro. Returned from the dead. Returned from freedom. The world was mine.
Do not harm him! Let him pass!
Even the elements conspired with me. The army helicopter came in just ahead of the storm. The fools in the capital gave in to our demands to save their precious warden. Even if we died that night, it was still a victory.
You will all die! They will hunt you down like dogs!
Such a display. Embarrass yourself, senor. Dying is not so difficult. I found it liberating. Here, a parting gift. You will not have to die alone.
No! No! No!
Which way now, Bane?
North. To the United States. To Gotham. Months passed. Bird used his connections to secure us false identities. And with the help of Trog's talents for electronics and Zombie's knowledge of pharmaceuticals, they created a device. refitted the headpiece, and gave me a way to supply myself with the venom at will. Now, I am complete, and only one thing stands in my way. A creature cloaked in a nightmare. As the Batman disappears into the night, I will follow him into the abyss. I will meet his gaze, and I will destroy him. I will watch him. I will study him. If I am to rule this city, I must first understand it. The Batman is Gotham City, and when I truly know him, only then will I understand this city. One day you will know my name, Batman, and on that day, you will beg for mercy, and Gotham will be mine.
Yep, that's the origin of Izuku Midoriya. Now you're all probably thinking in your head, Dylan, why do you always use this guy? Well, it's easier to use than you think. So in this one, this is where Midoriya actually gets his ways. Now, in this one, Midoriya actually literally tried his absolute best to actually stay out of certain parts. But here's the thing about Midoriya. After literally destroying Batman, finally, he cut ties with everyone. So everyone pretty much moved their ways. They actually moved on. Midoriya actually started living in the United States in a different country. He actually went back to Mexico. Well, actually no. He went to Hawaii to pretty much that's that. He ruled Gotham, but he knows that Gotham is now too small. And now Izuku is now in his 40s. So he doesn't really care that much about people anymore. So Midoriya, who is now in his 40s, pretty much laid low for the past couple of years. He is now 45. He still uses the Venom. And in case you're wondering, am I going to pull the Batman and Beyond thing? No. Let's say in this one it doesn't affect that. As a matter of fact, it actually increased his age process. So a normal man would live to be 100, if they're lucky. Midoriya, thanks to the Venom, can actually let him live to the year of 1000, which is a big year considering that's a lot. So over the past, actually, what year does Overwatch take place? Give me a minute, people. Oh, let's see. What year does Here we go. What year does Overwatch take place? Let's see it. Okay, it takes place in 2076. So that means Midoriya would be he'd be actually kind of old, be very old. So yeah, that's what Midoriya is. Midoriya doesn't even give a shit anymore. So Midoriya actually moved on. It's been a couple of years and it's been a couple of years since he actually committed his last crime, so he doesn't really care that much about that. But that doesn't mean he was not found out, or at least not known. It's just that Midoriya kept secret to the world. And it's actually been a couple of years ever since that day. So after that, Midoriya actually started. This is when we get to Midoriya. Now Midoriya lives in Hawaii, but he decided to actually travel more and move to a different country. The last place he was in Hawaii was a couple of years ago. After that, Midoriya they went to America. Or went to another part of America. When he got to the other part, he hears Midoriya literally. This is when Midoriya comes across a couple of Overwatch members fighting Talon. Now, Midoriya doesn't really care about this, and mostly doesn't want to get involved, considering this is not his fight. I quote. So he doesn't even attempt to, or at least try to get involved. Or at least he would have not got involved. But unfortunately, a car was thrown at him, and this is when immediately it hits him, and yeah. After that, this is when an Overwatch member, I am going to say, Tracer? Yeah, I'm gonna say Tracer. I would say someone else, but I don't know that many people's names. Especially since that half the people are literally, like I said, unknown. So I don't know much about Overwatch or Talon or all that. I remember some of the characters. I know Doomfist. I know, I don't remember the rest. That's the only character I actually know. I don't know the gorilla, and don't even tell me in the comment section, because I'm not gonna fucking remember. For Lucio. Oh, there you go. Sombrera, Subara? Whatever the fuck her. Mexican hacker. There you go. Oh, I swear, some of the people make the names. I know Mercy. Genji. Yeah, that's about fucking it. That's the only people I actually know, and the only people I really don't care about. So yeah, moving on. Midoriya actually. This is when Midoriya literally gets up and just gives this annoyed look. Look, like, Midoriya was just trying to get by. Like, he was literally just going there just to get some stuff for his, well, let's say he works at at some location. And Midoriya just straight up punch it. Just Tracer. Now a fucking annoyed. Wait, Midoriya moved up to actually getting involved. And Midoriya rarely would get involved with any bullshit like this, but after this stunt they pulled, Midoriya gets involved. This is when, and the Blackwatch are thinking, oh, is this guy on our side? But Midoriya, see, he's one of them. I am going to say Bob. Bob attempts to go near Midoriya, but Izuku punches him as well. Midoriya just now being pissed. This is when they realize, yeah, he's not on their side. In fact, he's not on anyone's side, and Midoriya starts kicking their ass. Yes, one of them attempts to actually hit Midoriya, but Midoriya took him out pretty easily. As a matter of fact, he grabs one of the enemies and literally just crushes their skull. Well, blood is all over the place and pretty much destroys him. And after that, Midoriya went through. Which was the easy part. Now Midoriya goes to pretty much attack the rest. This is when immediately Tracer tries to take him. Oh, what's the matter, love? You can't. And for the. Ha! You talk too much. And this when he just snaps the neck of Tracer. Now you're all probably thinking in your heads, because I already know it. But Dylan, Tracer is literally a fast fucker. But this is Bane. He literally fought people like the Flash. He fought people like the rest. He's fought people and he does not give a shit. Also, it's because Bob has dealt with stupider people. So, I mean, not Bob, Bane. I meant to say Bane. I always get those two mixed up for some fucking reason. So, after that, Midoriya literally gets up and attacks the rest. Once Midoriya actually sees another person, this is when Genshin pops up and literally starts attacking him with his blades. Midoriya here already sees this coming, uses his arms, and the only thing that they do is literally just take out. Literally, all it did was just, well, hit him. That's it. It doesn't even hurt him. He just takes it out like they're nothing. This is when the guy is just thinking in his head, oh shit. And this is when he grabs the guy and literally breaks his arms and breaks his cybernetic back. After that, Midoriya literally took him out pretty easily. And he didn't even try, actually. He just got more annoyed. Right. So, either way, this is when Midoriya starts walking up. Just to see an ass. Yes. Another person starts attacking him. And this is when Midoriya comes closer and closer to the guy. Nice. And another here. This is when the rest are just getting their ass kicked. After literally kicking both Overwatch and Talon's ass, Midoriya picks up his shit and just walks off. He picks up his stuff and walks off. Izuku's a little annoyed, but that's it. So after that, and Midoriya literally gets up. Midoriya grabs his stuff, I'm gonna say some groceries, and walks off. Or at least tends to until. But unfortunately, this is when McCready pops up. Yes, I actually know that girl. I know that guy. This is when he just walks up. And this is when he just sees them. So, yeah, you can imagine annoying that. Now this is when McCready shoots him, but nothing happens. Anyway, after that, Midoriya, walks over there. After that, Midoriya literally just He's a certain someone. This is when Midoriya walks up. This one Midoriya literally I'm skipping ahead, my bad. So yeah, McCready shoots him, but it doesn't work. Only thing that did was just ricochet off his head. This is when McCready just says, "What the fuck is this guy made out of?" Midoriya is more interested in how pathetic and weak are these guys' fucking weapons. But even Batman's batarang could do better than that. Midoriya gets up, walks toward. This is when Midoriya just looks at McCready, and McCready just gives a look like, ah, shit. But this is when Midoriya. Yeah, what? Alrighty. Midoriya just sees him. Oh, fucking great. Yeah, as if I don't have another reason to kill someone. Now, hold on there, partner. We don't have to fight. You shot a bullet in my head. What makes you think I'm gonna spare you? Well, technically you attacked both of us. You all threw a fucking car at me. Hey, what did you think my response was gonna be, dumbass? Well, sheesh, no need to be that rude. No need to be such a shitty shooter, and yet here you are. Okay, ouch, ass. Next time, try to aim. And actually, next time, don't waste your bullets. And Midoriya walks off. The fuck was that for? Although he has every right to be mad. And although he was caught in the crossfire, so he shouldn't be that big of a prick. I guess he's just in a bad mood. Oh well. This is when Midoriya gets back to his home. And yeah, when Midoriya gets back to his home, is it still recording? Yep. Midoriya just sees he's asshole. Now just sees. Ah! God damn it. Luckily this thing's connected. Anyway, sorry about that. This is when Midoriya walks off. This is when he just sees someone at his door. He sees a weird looking guy. This is when he just sees some weird looking man. Midoriya walks up. This is when Midoriya just pretty much puts his groceries in the fridge, pops his neck, and gets into a fighting stance. The guy attacks him by shooting bullets at him, and Midoriya pretty much just, uses his cable and starts blocking him with the tape. Sheesh. Midoriya, and now continuing fighting, and this is when the guy managed to get close enough to try to shoot Midoriya in the head, but Midoriya grabs him by the neck and literally breaks it. And that's when he just walks off. But this one he hears, wow, you really know how to do. He'll kill me someone, do you? He throws a chair at someone, but the guy moves out of the way. Woo! Ooh, that was close. Who are you? Where am I mana? My name is Hanzo, and you're the bastard that attacked my boyfriend. You're what? My boyfriend. McCree. You're gonna have to be more specific. Looks like a cowboy. Looks like a cowboy. Smells a cigar. Look, has a revolver. Yeah. Now I know which one to talk about. Now I know which one you're talking about. Keep your pet under control. Oh, he's not my pet, he's my boyfriend, but... Right, he's not my pet, but he's my boyfriend, but I see why you chose that reaction. But yeah, I did not. And you're the one who actually managed to defeat Genji. Oh? Who? Genji. The cyborg like ninjas? Oh, you mean the weak, pathetic bastard who doesn't know how to aim his morning stars, right? This one he's thinking, normally I would let it slide, but in this one normally I would not let this slide, but I'm gonna say for this one, and for the fact I keep my neck in check, I will let this one slide. Alright, what do you want? You see, Blackwatch. Blackwatch has a proposition for you. Proposition. Alright. Ask away your proposition. Very well. Well, normally you'll be with a group of mercenaries. As you probably already know that. Yeah, I figured, considering that why else you'd be here. True. Alright. Alrighty then. Got my attention. So pretty much he explains, I don't know what Overwatch is, so yeah, I'm actually gonna pull this. Overwatch. Blackwatch. Watch. Oh, there's lore? I'm gonna do this. Doesn't have any origins about that. Not that much origin on Blackwatch. Like, I'm actually looking, I don't see any. Wait, Talon? Oh, shout out to Hammerish? Whatever the fuck your name is.
Hey and welcome to Lore Bites. I'm Hammy, and in this series I try to both explain and bring together Overwatch lore topics and concepts for you simply and quickly so you don't have to do the digging. Everything here is cited from official lore sources unless stated otherwise. In this episode we're going to examine Blackwatch, what we know about this mysterious covert division of Overwatch, speculate as to their activities, how they might have been involved in the downfall of the organisation, and where their members might be now. There are many threats in the world today: extremism, terrorism, cybersecurity and more, and behind the scenes, national governments, worldwide organisations and ultimately people like us are hopefully trying to make the right decisions to keep us safe in the world. What's right and what's wrong? Where's the line in, say, interrogating a prisoner when they have information that could save more lives? In the Overwatch world, in a future not too far from our present day, similar threats still exist, and national governments, possibly even larger bodies such as Overwatch, already act in a lot of ways that its denizens probably don't know about to attempt to secure the peace. How much do we want to know, or should we even know, about the ways that our governments and global organisations keep us safe? Where should the boundaries be? To take words attributed to work of the Roman poet Juvenal, and used in many different ways since, including by one of my favourite authors, Sir Terry Pratchett, may he rest in peace, quis custodiet ipsos custodes, who will guard the guards themselves, or who's watching the watchmen? In Overwatch's time of existence, it would be the huge responsibility of Gabriel Reyes, the commander of Blackwatch, who would, when it came to the covert operations of the organisation, be the person in charge of making the moral decisions. For good or for ill, it wouldn't have been an easy position to be in. So, with that context, what do we know about Blackwatch and how it came to exist? Its roots are in the Omnic Crisis. As the first Omnic Crisis threatened humanity, the original Overwatch strike team, 6 strong, was formed under the leadership of Reyes, a respected and experienced officer who'd been part of the US Soldier Enhancement Program. Once Overwatch's style of asymmetric warfare had brought an end to the crisis, and with the god AIs involved, such as Anubis, quarantined in various facilities around the world, there were still many other threats to peace. Jack Morrison, fresh into his role as strike commander of Overwatch, would have immediately had a problem. A comrade in arms of Reyes is already from the US Soldier Enhancement Program. Morrison had been promoted straight over his head, and whether he knew it or not at the time, this caused resentment in the highly respected officer. We can only speculate as to Morrison's reasons, but certainly under his command, and presumably with his knowledge, Blackwatch was created, with Reyes given command of the new Covert Ops Division. Blackwatch was a secret and clandestine organisation, and we don't know much about it. But what we do know is that it was unhindered by the red tape that Overwatch would have been subjected to, which would both appeal to and be appreciated by its recruits from more lawless backgrounds that it would bring in future. Blackwatch's missions and work would have certainly involved field work, wet work and covert operations, going undercover in various countries and working against things maybe like rogue omnics, terrorist threats and warmongering dictators, as well as many other threats that Overwatch and the world would have had to face. Overwatch and Blackwatch would be accused of aggressive and repeated violations of many countries' sovereignty when the organisation was under siege. Whether this was Overwatch working on a global basis or Blackwatch working covertly, time will tell. As the world was at comparative peace for nearly 2 decades under Overwatch's auspices, Blackwatch's actions must have contributed to this, even if they couldn't be talked about in public. As Overwatch grew and swelled in prominence over its 20 or so years of keeping the world safe, its funding and global influence ballooned too. The world celebrated Overwatch's agents as heroes, but none more so than Morrison. As the face of Overwatch, he was known around the globe. From Bangkok to Dorado, his heroic figure adorned posters as a symbol of hope. Was Reyes a jealous type to the extent of tearing down Overwatch just in revenge because of it? It doesn't necessarily fit the respected soldier we believe he was before joining Overwatch. Morrison may have seen giving Reyes command of Blackwatch as an honour, but the already slighted Reyes may well have seen it as just a further insult. As Morrison gained the plaudits and praise, Reyes was working undercover, potentially doing the dirty work, never receiving any public acclaim. We still don't know Blackwatch's and Reyes' precise degree of involvement in the downfall of Overwatch. Either way, from McCree's bio, we know that at some point, rogue elements within Blackwatch sought to bring down Overwatch and turn it to their own ends. Whoever these people were, in the later of the 2 decades of world peace, Blackwatch's existence inconveniently became public, causing a swell of mistrust in Overwatch and creating cause for rumours of assassinations, coercion, kidnapping, torture and other activities to be investigated more deeply. As public pressure grew, a massive explosion, well known to us by now, wiped out Overwatch's Swiss headquarters. This was dubbed an accident by the United Nations at the time, but was later exposed by Olympia Shaw of Atlas News to be a battle between Morrison and Reyes, sending both seemingly to their deaths. As the United Nations began to pick apart the full transgressions of Overwatch's shadow operations, we've been told that there was little room for debate as to whether Overwatch should continue to exist. In the records, even the most ardent defenders inside Overwatch bowed to the truth and called for its dissolution. We have to presume as a result that at least some of the accusations levelled at Overwatch and Blackwatch were found to be true. However the organisation had conducted itself in the face of public opinion, it was enough to convict. The UN shut down Overwatch, with the Petrus Act making any future Overwatch activity illegal, and the fact that few people at the time doubted or tried to defend it speaks volumes. Whether Blackwatch's full extent of activities was sanctioned by Morrison, or perhaps even Reyes, or not, and however active some of its members were in trying to bring about its downfall, one thing's for sure. The actions of Blackwatch directly contributed to Overwatch's downfall. What happened to Blackwatch? As Overwatch was shut down, and various figures judging by these pictures seemingly were called to account for their actions, it's quite possible that many Blackwatch agents or operatives went to ground. If the accusations levelled against Blackwatch were true, and by the sounds of things some of them were, then the agents of Blackwatch could well have been wanted men and women. Some could have had previous criminal lives too. We know of at least one. Remember, McCree was also offered a rock and a hard place kind of bargain. Serve in Blackwatch or rot in jail. It's quite possible that if McCree was offered this, other criminals, or other criminals with talent, may have got the same treatment. Without the protection of Blackwatch and Overwatch around them and their actions, and perhaps wanted to answer questions about their activities, I'd bet that a fair few went into hiding. We actually get a hint as to where some Blackwatch agents may have went in McCree's comic, Trainhopper, with two different hints. The first is the Talon agent's tactics when McCree watches them board the train, which he identifies as being out of the Blackwatch playbook, my playbook. Now, where would Talon have got these tactics and training from? The second is when, after McCree addresses a helmeted Talon agent on the train as a stranger, the agent actually names McCree in response, in what appears to be a familiar way. "McCree, is that you? I swear to God I'll kill..." It suggests the agent has some history with McCree, beyond being a grunt in a larger machine. A shared history in Blackwatch would certainly fit the bill here, particularly with the Blackwatch tactics we've mentioned above. Talon's a shady terrorist organisation to say the least, and it seems fitting that ex-Blackwatch operatives with shady past themselves might end up working for it. As for McCree himself, we know that as Overwatch's influence waned and rogue elements were trying to bring it down, he didn't want a part of the infighting, so he set off alone and went underground, only reappearing years later as a gun for hire. Since then, we know he's been active in preventing a raid on a ramen van and taking part in various acts of, let's say, vigilante justice, such as the events of Trainhopper. What of Blackwatch's commander? Well, Reyes certainly still bears a grudge, to say the least. We don't know what he's been up to for the whole 6 years since the Swiss headquarters was destroyed, but he's apparently, under the alias of Reaper, systematically hunting and eliminating ex-Overwatch agents. This led him to recently break into Watchpoint Gibraltar with Talon agents in tow to try and obtain a list of the locations of all said agents. Lucky, a plucky scientist wanting to make a difference in the world again was on guard. Reyes has also been working in Egypt in an attempt to gain information from something protected by Helix Securities. Now, I've speculated that this could be an attempt to gain access to a god AI, due to the comic being set in Giza, and Reaper's reference to The Incident, potentially the Anubis AI breaking its shackles in Farah's comic Mission Statement, which is also set in the area. Before the Sombra leaks, we weren't totally sure whether Reaper and Sombra mentioned in this comic were working independently from Talon, but as Sombra's leaks have all proven to be true so far, if she's working for Talon currently, as stated in her leaked bio, then Reaper's probably working for them too, in this Egyptian scenario. When running into Anna and Morrison in Old Soldiers, Reyes also says, "He did this to me. They left me to become this thing. They left me to suffer." Remember that. What happened to Reyes and Morrison in the destruction of the Swiss headquarters is a tale that will have to be told in future. However, from Reyes' words here, the emphasis feels like he blames Morrison. What other he would Anna and Reyes both know without naming? The "they left me to suffer" is an interesting point. Was a wider group witness to the events between Morrison and Reyes in the Swiss headquarters? It'll be fascinating to find out. As Blackwatch's legacy continues into the present day, will McCree ever rejoin his former colleagues? Beyond eliminating ex-Overwatch agents, what is Reyes' plan, if indeed he has anything greater in mind than a quest for revenge on the people he thinks responsible for his current monstrous form? Blackwatch's legacy is responsible for not only the situations many Overwatch agents find themselves in today, but perhaps even the state of the world, depending on the links between Blackwatch and Talon. I'm sure the story of Blackwatch will be told, and it will be a fascinating one to discover more about in future.
Well, you heard him. That's Blackwatch. Even I didn't know that. And I learned something new. I never knew Blackwatch was a thing. Excuse the squeakiness, that's my chair. Here, I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, that's my chair. So pretty much, that's what McCready does. Well, Hanzo, actually. So pretty much, this is when he says, "But we can't use Reaper. We need a better commander. Why not go to someone like Doomfist or Soldier 76? Oh, so you know about them. I know all my history. And I know yours. Bane. Or that's the name you have. Instead, you changed it to Izuku Midoriya. My mom wanted me to name that. So I figured you'd done your history. Yes. Had a life sentence in Peñadoro back in Mexico. Even Sombra heard about you. The man who escaped Peñadoro and lived to tell the tale. Is this story getting anywhere? it is getting to it. Yes, we want to bring back Blackwatch, but in a different rule. Only doing what it was doing back then. Eliminating threats of the world. I see where you're going. You want to tear down corrupted organizations. In return, you get earn the organization its fall. But why me? You managed to do the impossible and leave the organization, the people who left you. And you've been gone for literal years. No one knows where you went, and no one knows where you disappeared to. Until now. Is that a threat? It's wisdom. If I am able to convince you to join Blackwatch, not only will you actually gain more respect among your colleagues, I care little about that. Well, I know you care little about that, but it will also give you a chance to actually at least survive, and you might be able to get paid. Huh. Alright then. I suppose that's not so bad. Splendid. Now I normally wouldn't get involved, but now you're just getting my interest. I am pleased to know that. So, this people you mentioned, yes? The downsides to them, what are they? Besides your usual incidents, there's nothing that big. There'll be the usual stragglers, but that's it. Stragglers, yes. Just because we are now known does not mean. Just because we were found out does not mean we were not exposed, is the word I would say. So what you're saying is people will find out. Yes. Well, you already got me curious, so you might as well. So, splendid. Alright, I'm in. But on one condition. We follow my rules, we follow my laws. No buts, nothing. I couldn't have asked something better. Besides, the more help we have, the better, right? You truly, truly have nothing better to do you? Nope. Alright. Alright, let's do this, I guess. Don't know how this is gonna be interesting. Hold up. Damn it. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. This is when he says, "So, who else is going to be in this?" Yes. And when I mean who else, I legit mean who. Well, we managed to convince 2 people out of the pure dumb luck. Alright, show me. That is when they get to the crew. Huh. Oh, hello there! So this is the legendary Bane, huh? The man who broke out of Peñadoro. My Peñadora? Peñadoro, you stupido. Oh. So you're our hacker. Yeah, I mean, see, boss. Don't fuck up. Alright. He's a nice fella, isn't he? Hey, how can you tell? He literally just said I am useless. Nah, he's just telling you not to fuck up. Otherwise, he'll throw you to the wolves. But I can tell, he was made... The man... And I can tell a man, and when I see one, and I can tell a monster. He's just a wolf who sees the real world for what it is. Cruelty, that's it. I've seen it too. But have you seen it through his eyes? This is when Zoneburst's thinking, Junkrat is actually making a point. How horrifying. Alright, so pretty much that should be this. Should be interesting. Who's our first? So, what's our first thing? We need to recruit more. You got any ideas? One. There's one person I can think of that might help. There's this assassin I heard about called Black Widow. I know Reaper might not rejoin. What makes you think that? Reaper only cares about Soldier 76's death, and he'll do anything to get that, no matter the consequences. Shouldn't that be the opposite? You gotta think like he thinks. In his mind is just some annoying little shit. A rookie who's trying to play God. That's what he's thinking in his mind. And that was years ago. And that would have been his biggest thing. So, to put it plainly, no, he won't help us. I know. Alrighty then. Let's do this. See? Here. Good. I'll be looking for the other people. And the others? Hanzo. Yes? You look for Widow. She'll be paid. I'm gonna be talking to some old friend. Alright. This is when my door, or it gets to the back alley of the streets. This is when he pretty much comes across a couple of one of those gang, let's say some random. Hey look, some buff guy trying to play hero. I could give shits about the person you're beating up. I'm looking for someone, and you have him. Oh? Well, you gotta be more patient. There's a lot of people and I wasn't talking to you. This one he just snaps a guy's neck. Your father. Where is he? I have no idea what you're talking about. This is when Izuku presses his foot on the guy's chest. My body weighs about 20 times as much as that knight in shiny armor bullshit you call Overwatch, man. And I weigh way more than a gorilla with all the muscle mass. So, if I attempt to, I don't know, jump on you, it will break every bone in your body, crush your might destroy your kidneys, and even and if I'm unlucky, make you puke out blood. The kid now watching in fear. Here. So you got two options. Tell me where he is and you won't die. Your choice. Who are you looking for? Dinky Kaminari. Where is he? My dad? I haven't seen him since the divorce. Okay then. Who's your mother? Ochako Yoraka. Huh. That girl, huh? I wonder what happened to her. She doesn't do any of that anymore. Pardon? Yeah, ever since the divorce, she pretty much became her dad. Heavy drinking. Especially since not many people have crimes nowadays. I'm just surprised she's still having kids. I'm in my 20s, take a guess. Alright then. So what happens to me? And Midoriya slams his head on the kid's skull, crushing it and destroying the head, and like Michael Myers did to that cop in Halloween. Blood, brain juice, and all types of brain and stuff is all over the place. Even on the car that was right next to them. I had my information, and I lied. The Midoriya starts walking off. He's all yours now. Anyway, pause break. Fuck, that's actually a nice one. Anyway, to the what if. If after this, I actually might play some frickin' Fallout New Vegas after this. Anyway, Midoriya actually started. This one, Midoriya gets to the. Fuck, I lost my place. Oh yeah, he was looking for Bakugo. So he gets to Ochako's place and immediately opens a door. Now, Ochako is in her 40s, so she's still in a wheelchair. So she's Oracle in this one. And this one she says, "Son, is that you?" He's dead. Bane. Ochako. What are you doing here? I'm looking for your husband, Dinky Kaminari. What do you want him for? That's my business. Where's my son? Dead, like I said. You know, I was really hoping that I'd be the one dead for my own son. Try to do vigilante work? What vigilantes? The Justice League has been destroyed. No one trusts any more heroes. And there's this hero society that everyone's been talking about. Hero society. Yeah. Now, some hero society. The number one, Superman's gone. Batman's dead. There's no more heroes. Well, that don't get paid. That get paid anyway. The Green Lantern are gone. What about the others? For example, Hawk, Wonder Woman. She went back to her people. Well, pretty much, no one has seen her in years. As a matter of fact, the last time anyone has seen her was when everything was still a thing. Meaning, no one was dumb. And things were good. Nowadays, it's just some fucked up shit. Nowadays, I can't even look at the Hero Society what it is anymore. Mostly it's just dead weight. Well, that's life for you. Easy for you to say, Midoriya. You would never were a hero. The Injustice incident and the Society incident, Brainiac, you went through it all. And yet you were always on the opposite side. I'm a merc. Plus, villains pay a lot more than government officials. Right. I keep forgetting. Why would you look for my husband anyway? I could be asking what happened to Katsuki. He's dead. Joker got to him. My condolences. Is that? It's fine. That was 30 years ago. Oh, and that was after. And that was after Kirishima killed him. Do you ever wish we could go back to simpler times? Gotham was never simple to begin with, especially after the Arkham incident. Right. Well, are you going to answer my question? Ever since the divorce 5 years ago, I've cut ties. But last time I checked, he lived about southwest of here. Here, where the old Overwatch base was. Huh. Thanks. I have one request, though. Kill me. Make it quick, please. This is when Midoriya starts making tequilas for them. And gives them a shot and gives him a shot. It's old times. It's old times. They clench their drinks together and drink their last shot. As soon as she swallowed it, Midoriya grabs her by the neck and just snaps it. Yeah. Midoriya walks out, and this is when he gets to... When he gets to the Dinky's apartment. When he gets there, he pretty much asked the manager, and he said room 35. Midoriya attempts to enter there, but then he smells something rotten. Midoriya opens it to see Dinky with his neck with a chair right there, and him hanging himself. Midoriya doesn't puzzle it together, but Dinky committed suicide. Sheesh. Talk about boring. Talk about a fucking depresso. Oh. Should have drunk more coffee. Whatever. Looks like Dinky's out of the picture. This one he calls the others. Hey. What happened? But bad news, and Dinky's out of the picture. Huh? How so? Dinky Kaminari was murdered. Dinky? Murdered? Well, not murdered, but... unfortunately, Dinky Kaminari will no longer be around. He just got done killing himself. What? What for? Oh, wait. I was gonna say, you're actually gonna have the nerve to ask that, even though it's downright obvious. Fair point. Well, anyway, where are you going? Obviously, to grab a drink. Hey, I managed to convince someone else. Alright then, who do you manage to convince? Well, there is a certain person. His name is... you probably know him. He goes by the name... Tenya Ida? Ted Ida? I thought he was dead. Like... Dead. Well, apparently she survived. Well, apparently he's alive. Huh. So, shall you be heading back to base? Sure. This is when Midoriya walks over and just goes to this guy. He has no idea who he is, but he does not care. After Midoriya gets back, he sees Ida. Well, fuck. Huh. Alright. Okay. I guess this is now interesting. Midoriya gets back to his hometown, gets back to base, and he just sees, this is when Ida just sees him. Bane. Ida. You two know each other? Back in the day when we were young, yes. Flashback. With Midoriya at the U.S.J. walking out of the portal with the League of Villains. And with All For One. This is when All For One says, my boss, the Nomu's ready. I'll do. Send the Nomu to deal with Aizawa. I'll take care of the kids. Yes, sir. The Nomu pops up and just takes care of the hero, starts attacking the heroes, while Izuku took care of the villain. And took care of the students. Mina tends to use his acid on him, but Midoriya grabs her arms, rips it off, and just slams her head so hard that it literally went inside the body, and all you see is her corpse moving around while blood is gushing all over the place, and her body falls to the ground. Mineta did a smart. He ran away. Izuku thinking, coward. Mineta, this is when, and pretty much, Tetsu tries to do the same thing. Midoriya grabs her tongue and starts wrapping around on her neck, and literally just starts suffocating her with it. And then he just snaps the neck. Ida pretty much starts punching Izuku with martial arts and pretty much has the upper hand on him. The Nomu kills about 40 heroes after that. But this is when more heroes pop up and literally start helping them. Looks like we'll see each other again soon, Ida. Right. Flashback ends. From enemies to allies, huh? Yup. From enemies to allies. Still, it's hard to accept this. The fact that you're doing the opposite of what your hero code is. What hero code? That word's dead. It's been dead, actually. It's been dead for years. I can't even go 1 minute without not remembering it. So, yeah. I actually hardly remember the hero code. You? Honestly, I don't care. Alright then. This will have to do. What? What do you mean? There is literally only like 13 to 12. There's only like not that many members of us. Oh well. Let's just get this over with. Anyway, let's do this. So, we take out. So here's the plan. And I already know what we're after. What gave it away? The giant freaking cult that's been popping up lately, and that Overwatch and Talon's attacks are getting out of control to the point where it's even driving me crazy. The reason I accept it because they threw a fucking car at me without my condolence. Then also now I'm a wanted man ever since I killed Tracer. You managed to actually kill her? Yup. It was pretty easy to collaborate her skill. Just have to listen to her smart mouth. Off an ultra ego. Reminds me of a certain someone who had that ego back then. And you and I both know we were teenagers back then. And you weren't so unprideful yourself. True. Well, anyway, let's continue. Right. After that, Midoriya actually gets to the new place. When Midoriya actually looks for mostly the random locations that has been going on and actually goes to the places and manages to actually find good hideout that people have been doing. Huh. This is when Midoriya actually gets to the one location. Actually, skipping ahead, my bad. And this is when Ida says, "So, who are we attacking first? I'll take care of the gorilla." Ida, you plant the bomb at their headquarters. How do you know where it is? How else do you think I got this map? Turns out El Chaco had more secrets than I thought. Flashback of Midoriya actually searching the house. Map locations, GPS locations, and this one even sees a rejoin of Overwatch. Actually thought of rejoining Overwatch, huh? Must have been that desperate for money. Flashback ends. She even kept what Bakugo did back then. Kept all the locations, the weaknesses and strengths. Even some about mine. Was Bakugo always like this? I remember back in the day before Bakugo took the mantle of Nightwing, and after his friend passed away. He was mostly cocky like his old protege. But what do you expect from a man who was trained by the famous Nightwing? Anyway, so this is when Midoriya continues with the plan. And Talon will be trying to make a negotiation. That's where Hanzo comes in and literally puts an arrow in one of them. Sombra, I think I said your name right, will hack into their system and take out any reinforcements for coming this way. Right. Besides, there's also another person, Reaper. Reaper will try his very best to try to kill us. He's going to be the biggest problem. However, Reaper is also he's going to have that ultra ego and hatred that's going to consume him and actually blind him. So normally, the best thing to do is let him attack Soldier 76. In return, he doesn't bother us. He has his revenge. Alrighty then, we got our plan. Ready to set it in motion? Right. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna be focusing on mourning for Tracer, considering that the thing they were using to keep her alive was the device. They're gonna be so focusing on rebuilding that thing that the security is not gonna be that tight. As a matter of fact, it's gonna be the opposite of tight. It's gonna be loose, it's gonna be friggin' loose. Loose, that's it. Anyway, this is when Midoriya literally sits down. And after sitting, this is when Midoriya gets ready. So, anyone ready? Yep. Alright, let's go. This is when Midoriya Yeah. Us and the rest start going, and they start getting to the location. Now Midoriya gets there. Bakugo, and this is when we get to Overwatch. Now Mercy is with the gorilla and trying their best to actually heal him. But unfortunately, it's not going as well as planned. This one Midoriya pretty much allows Junkrat to literally take out and shoot up the place. So pretty much the bombs were set up, and this is when they start attacking. Huh. Sorry about that. Midoriya even walks up to... This is when Midoriya even gets to the new plate. When he gets there, he sees, well, the enemy. He walks toward... This is when he pretty much sees the gorilla attacking him. And the fight gets brutal. Left hook, right hook, and the guy actually does try to take out Midoriya, but Midoriya is literally far more skilled than him. So pretty much the fight ends as horrible as the person who set it up. So Midoriya managed to kill the gorilla by snapping his neck. Mercy tries his best to actually take him out, but pretty much gets killed by Midoriya as well. Him breaking his stuff and literally destroying his stuff so they don't bring back Chaser. After Midoriya and his men and people managed to kill them, Midoriya managed to hack into the system and overwrite everything, causing the entire base to malfunction and Midoriya to run off. Along with everyone else, the place literally had one giant explosion. Everyone, Roadhog even, is managed to get out of there.
Phew, that was close.
Now we gotta deal with Talon. I already know they sent someone to watch us. Now they're gonna be focusing on pretty much let's try to make a deal or assassinate us. By the way, how was Black Widow? Black Widow would not join us now. I forgot about her. Sorry, boss. It's fine, Hanzo. At least my brother was not in there. He is gonna come for revenge. Are you able to handle killing your brother? I'm afraid not. Good. What do you mean? We'll only knock him out. Besides, against Henshin, or whatever his name is, I know he's not gonna come out for true revenge, but he's gonna be looking for his sensei to find peace and redemption. Something far greater. He will try to find forgiveness to the people who murdered his friends and lover. Lover? Mercy was his lover. Doesn't take an expert to know that. And you can come out, Reaper. I know you're there. You have the eyes. And you are lacking on your stealth. Allow us to kill the Talon organization. What's in it for me? The location of Soldier 76 location. I'm listening. Sitting? San Diego, 7th Street, dealing with a gang there. That's when Reaper disappears. You sure that's gonna work? Trust me, it will. When they get to the Talon base, they don't even attempt to hide it. Pretty much Midoriya and his organization fought and killed many of the Talon organizations. When they finally managed to kill a lot of the organizations, and freed a couple of people who weren't forced to actually be there, such as Bob, Ash, and other people there, pretty much managed to attack and take out the rest. After literally killing and taking out the organization of both Talon and Overwatch, Midoriya knew this was time for it to stop. And Blackwatch was actually still remained. Bob and Ash actually joined Blackwatch because they actually had fun. And after that, or Midoriya and the rest pretty much been doing what they've been doing. Pretty much surviving Ivan and take care of the rest. They've mostly just been killing people, mostly. Like, mostly corrupted organizations and whatnot. 200 years has passed. Midoriya pretty much now standing over his own grave. Not as a ghost, but faking his death. Along with the rest of the Blackwatch members. The only ones left is Bob with him. Well, big guy, looks like it's just you and me. Want an open? This is when Izuku says, want an open bakery? Bob's pretty much nods and pretty much starts walking off. And that's about it. Over the past years, Izuku and Bob pretty much opened a bakery. No one remembers the Blackwatch organizations for the last 600 years. And that's what they've been doing over the past years. Pretty much just been baking and all that. And that's about it, actually. This has been the one shot of What If Deku was Bane Overwatch edition. I know you're all probably thinking, there wasn't really that much action or talking. It was shortened as hell. Well, like I said, I don't know anything that I don't know. And since I don't like Overwatch that much, and I prefer games like that is more, explore-ish, I guess you could say, I'm not a big fan of it. Also, I'm fucking tired. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This has been Uncle Dylan here, God of Chaos, and I'll see you all in the next film.